else I got for you? One more batch, kind of a half batch of articles, then we're gonna hop into the sub box. We got a new rumor regarding the Switch 2 physical copies of the game, possibly explaining why the games aren't on the physical copy of the goddamn cartridge. But before we get into it, for those who are just coming through, I am giving away a free copy of South of Midnight. So if you don't own Game Pass and you wanted to try the game out, I got an extra copy of the game. The giveaway is pinned to the top of the Twitch chat. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll be in the description box below. All you got to do is follow me on Instagram. If you're already following me, just unfollowing me, then follow me there, whatever. You got till next Tuesday before I do like another giveaway. So if you want to enter the giveaway, hit the link, hit the link, hit the link, hit the link, hit the link. I'll drop it in the chat one last time. All right. Back to the article. New leak may explain why so many Switch 2 physicals are game keys only. One of the biggest what's the new game I'm going to stream? I'm going to start South of Midnight after this batch of articles. That's why I'm giving away the code. I'll save this 1 second. One of the biggest talking points out of the Switch 2 reveal was Nintendo's new game key cards. For those who missed it, the physical cartridges won't contain the game itself, but rather a download key to access the title digitally. Just to correct this sentence, some games will have the game on the cartridge, but from my understanding, it seems like that won't be the case a lot of the time. Most of the physical copies will be digital keys, basically. And you know, I hope they mark on the box which actually has the game on the fucking cartridge. That would be helpful. So because I'm not gonna lie, if I pay $90 for a physical copy and it's just a download, that's gonna piss me off. We've already seen this format confirmed for the likes of Street Fighter 6, Split Fiction, Star Wars Outlaw, and many other titles. And now a new leak may explain why this is. They do? Good. Last week, Dexterra reported that the Guilty Gear Strive developer Arc System Works has been hacked, leading to a boatload of leaks regarding the studio's upcoming titles and updates. According to the leaker, one piece of info out of the hack suggests that Nintendo's only offering very limited format options for third-party Switch 2 releases, potentially explaining why so many are turning to the game key card option. Translation: the developers are cool with you owning their games, but Nintendo's not. This is strike number 3. Now, if you missed the stream yesterday, I said, if you missed the news yesterday, the new terms of service when the Switch 2 comes out, Nintendo reserves the right to brick your console if they feel like you are homebrewing, hacking, or using any type of emulators. They will get on your account and brick your whole fucking console. Now you got these $90 physical games that don't have the game on the key, and now it sounds like they're fucking over developers. They're making it so it's super hard. It sounds like from what I'm reading, it's making it so they have to jump through several hoops to make it so that we can own it. And these people probably have limited resources. So this is strike number 3. They are being anti-consumer, and this is why I said I don't really care about the Switch 2. I'll get one out when I get one if I care enough, but like I'm not gonna be constantly refreshing the page for the Switch 2. You're not gonna catch me constantly refreshing the page, fighting with bots just so I can buy something that's been tariffed off the woo-wah, and I don't even own it. Oh, and I can wake up tomorrow and that shit bricked. Because in the terms of service, it said if they feel like you're violating their terms of service, not that they actually find you doing something. So if they feel like it, they can brick your shit. But anyways, you bricked up, nigga. What?
Only lame niggas say that shit.
Anyways, you got the game key cards. What it looks like? The fuck are you talking about, dude? Game key cards are different from the regular game boxes because they don't contain the full game data. Instead, the game key card is your key to downloading the full game. After it's downloaded, okay. So check the. Okay, so it'll say it right here if it's just a digital download. So if the box doesn't have this, it actually contains the physical game. If it does have this, let me zoom in for y'all. So, you know, we getting educated. Get ready for the Switch 2. You'll know it has the physical. So when you in Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Costco, wherever you shop at, Amazon, make sure to look for this label. Yeah, it's literally the silver lining. The silver lining states it's a digital download. You don't want this on the box. You're wasting your money. You're paying more and getting less. And I could argue you're wasting plastic, destroying the fucking, not to get all woke on anybody, but it's like you're destroying the environment even more for what? We're just wasting fucking plastic, bruh. Nintendo. Back to what I was talking about though. According to Necroleap's tweet, studios have just 3 options when it comes to launching on the Switch 2. He said people gotta read. Oh my God. I gotta read. I knew it was the new Luigi's Mansion because I saw Luigi on a picture, but I couldn't read the words. And now I gotta read the words at the bottom to know if it's digital or physical. You know, it's funny. That really is somebody's reality, man. It's fucking crazy. Read, nigga, read. When it comes to launching on the Switch 2, a digital-only release, a game key card codenamed Potion is in the leak apparently, or a 64GB full game cartridge. If the leak is true and a 64GB cart really is the only choice to release a full game physically on the Switch 2, it makes a lot of sense that the developers would opt out of the key card solution over the inflated cost of the higher storage option. So they're fucking the developers over. So basically, the physical version can only hold 64 gigabytes. What happens when you make a game that's larger than 64 gigabytes? And if anybody has been playing any type of modern games, especially like a Call of Duty, you know these games is at least 80 gigabytes, 100 gigabytes. So because they're limiting it to 64 gigabytes, it forces it to be a digital download. Nintendo.
Nigga, you ain't funny. Only lame niggas say that shit.
Yeah, I don't like that, bro. That's whack. Like, what's the purpose of that, bro? What the fuck is the purpose of that? You know, the invention of CDs, what made it great in comparison to cartridges? For those unaware, cartridges are very expensive to produce. That's what made the original PlayStation so innovative when they introduced the CD-ROM to gaming, because the CD-ROM has a higher storage capacity and they're cheaper to make. It's just cheap little plastic. Versus the cartridge, you got to get this hard ass plastic and you got to get all this stuff on the extra shit. Yeah, so you get extra storage. It was extra, and then the Blu-ray took it to like another level. Why just make it a fucking CD? It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it, man. I don't get what Nintendo's doing. I don't know why they won't switch. I'm not gonna lie, like the Switch 2, based off what we're seeing so far, is already leaving a bad taste in my mouth. If I'm not gonna lie, if Nintendo does not come out with some fucking bangers, like some exclusives that's like, you got to be there, you cannot miss, we might be having another Wii U on our hands. Not sales wise, because this thing is already sold well from the pre-orders, but kind of like the consensus, the people's like opinion of it. The Wii U didn't just not sell well. People weren't fond of it. I could see people being kind of about the Switch 2 because it's anti-consumer. Which means if people are kind of towards it, the initial sales could be good, but it might slow down. It might slow down. Because the new Donkey Kong looks cool, but do I have to play it? No. Metroid 4, do I have to play it? No. That Duskbloods, yeah, I think Duskbloods is going to be a test for the Switch 2. That game better be a fucking banger, bro. This makes me want to Steam Deck even more. Yeah, especially because of what Steam, that's actually a very valid, we can use that to pivot. Especially because on the opposite end of the spectrum, since we're talking about hardwares, Steam Deck's verified program is expanding to other hardware running Steam OS like the Legion Go S. While Nintendo's leaning more towards being anti-consumer, Valve is being more pro-consumer. You can get a refund on any game that doesn't have more than 2 hours on it. Steam
Your sub is cool, but honestly,
yo, shout out to Ibisu with the sub, appreciate it.
Subscribe to, and that's Sonic's BBC.
You can have Steam family sharing with up to 5 people. 5 friends can all share their games. And then you got the Steam Deck. They're now opening up their verified program. For those unaware who don't know what Steam
subs. With this money,
shout out to Ibisu.
Throat from my favorite streetwalker on Pumpkin Hill.
Shout out to Ibisu with the 5 get the subs, appreciate it. For those unaware, the Steam verified program is Valve's incentive to get developers to put their games to work on the Steam Deck efficiently, like run well, you know, at a solid frame rate. They have a program called Steam Deck Verified. So if you choose to optimize your new games for the Steam Deck, you'll get basically free promotion.
as a token of my...
You'll get free promotion basically on the homepage
you.
because the device is
Your
Steam Deck
personal
verified.
brother
Now,
voted for Trump. That's like chickens being for KFC.
Captain America. Now, does that mean the game that's not Steam Deck verified can't run on the Steam Deck? No, it might, but it might not run as well, and it's also no guaranteed. But when you see a game is Steam Deck verified, you know for a fact it's going to run. They're expanding this program, because I already read this article. They're expanding this program to other handhelds. So they're not being stingy about what can run on what. They're welcoming everybody as long as it's running the Steam OS, because for those unaware, you can now, the OS that the Steam Deck runs on, you can also run it on the Legion Go, the MSA Claw, the ROG Ally, all these new handhelds that are coming out. You can just download the Steam OS, and now you also are part of the Steam Verified program, so you're going to know whether games are optimized or not. So on one hand, you got Nintendo over here being anti-consumer, and on the other, you got Steam making sure they're providing enough information for consumers to purchase games, making educated purchases, basically. And it's funny because you just said in the chat, in the YouTube chat, this is pushing me more towards the Steam Deck. So there's some Steam Deck news I saved for y'all. Basically, it's getting more support. Shit, I might get a ROG Ally. Yeah, it's making me think. I was like, damn, maybe because I know the ROG Ally 2 is about to come out, which is going to be the most I can't talk right now. It's going to be the most powerful handheld on the market. I was like, man, maybe I should just get the ROG Ally 2 and put Steam OS on it instead of getting a Steam Deck, you know? Just some food for thought. Betting the ROG Ally 2 is going to have Steam OS to save costs. It's possible. You should have got a Steam Deck. It's the best thing for busy gamers. I'm trying to read more chat. So that's your Steam Deck update. That was your Nintendo update. 64 gigabytes on the cartridge. Like, what are we talking? What are we in fucking 2012, bitch? The fuck? And remember, if this is on the box when you're Switch 2 game shopping, that means it's a digital download. Don't get caught with your pants. I don't want to hear nobody coming in the chat, you know, a year from now, TBH, I was at fucking Target. I paid $90, $92 with tax. I put the cartridge in the fucking Switch 2 and it started making me download the shit. TBH, I live in rural America. I live in Willacoochee, Georgia. It took me 3 days to download the 100 gigabytes. Be like, nigga, I told you on stream, look on the fucking box. It said, did it say the game's a digital down? I didn't want to read though. All right, nigga, well, yo bad. Because I mean, jokes aside, you know, good internet is not available everywhere in the world. So like that's why some people are big on physical. They don't want to have to down, especially if you're mainly a single player gamer. But I put the info out there so at least y'all know if you're getting into the Switch 2 shit early on. I just can't deal with Nintendo anymore. They're charging full price for Breath of the Wild for the third time, and it didn't even have the DLC. It didn't even have. That's the funny part. It didn't even have the DLC. What tablet do you use for reading? I might cop. I got a Samsung tablet. It's an old one Samsung gave to me a few years ago when I was still living in Florida. The Samsung Galaxy S7 Plus. It's really nice. I'm just reading on it. So, I mean, it gets the job done. I think the new one is the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus or something like that. What are you reading? Comic books. I just caught up on Absolute Batman. And I read Captain Planet too this past weekend. It's not that deep. It's never that deep. TBH, I'm in my grandma's house. She got Comcast Essential. That shit sound terrible. Why'd you move from Florida? Had a whole TV show I was hosting. Comcast hired me. I was a television host. Maybe you knew. I don't know. Maybe you knew. No, not the Hurricanes. Moved to LA because I got a really nice job. That's why. Man said he'd be laying on his stomach, feet in the air, reading comics. Nah, y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much. Nintendo's fully embracing their villain era. Hey, you live long enough to become the villain. I know a lot of y'all wanted to go to the Waffle House. Tekken 8 boss says he's trying to get the Waffle House in Tekken 8, but so far, no luck. For some time now, Tekken fans have been asking for a trip to the Waffle House, not in real life, mind you, but in game. And while it sounds like Tekken 8's director is fishing for it, there hasn't been a bit on the line from the Waffle House. On Twitter, Tekken's game director Harada has been responding to fans still eagerly asking for a Waffle House stage in Tekken 8. It's a frequent demand that's gained a lot of steam, as Harada himself has expressed interest in learning more on the matter. Harada said he fully understands fans' requests, so much so, in fact, that he's already been thinking about it and apparently taken action to try to make something happen. Over the past year or more, I've actually tried to make contact through several different channels, said Harada on Twitter. However, this is purely my own speculation. I suspect the lack of response may be due to the fact that the project I'm known for revolves around fighting-themed video games, which if I had to take an educated guess, he's correct. We all here in America know niggas be fighting at the Waffle House. And I'm sure Waffle House knows that. But to be fair, I've never seen the CEO of Waffle House come out on social media and say, hey man, we love that you niggas are hosting Rage in the Cage, WrestleMania at 3 a.m. after the club at Waffle House. We just love that this is our brand. It's one of those things that's kind of like a gray area. They just let it be. But I've never seen the CEO come out and be like, yo, we love having Hell in the Cell at Waffle House. I don't know why you would want to do that. So he's probably ignoring the emails, like trying to act like it doesn't exist. But I'd say you should probably just embrace it. Just to let you know, DC and Marvel sells big books. Yeah, I know, Jers. I know they're called omnibuses and paperbacks. I know. I don't want those. I purposely buy the singles. Though I buy to collect, not just to read. And them paperbacks ain't worth nothing. He said invalid reasons. I legit don't think there's any sweeping it under the rug. It sounds like you could put Waffle House in any game and they just don't notice or care. Fight Night Round 3 Waffle House edition. To be honest, within the bounds of what I can say, I fully understand that you guys' requests. That's precisely why I had considered taking on this challenge. In fact, I had already been thinking about it quite a time ago. Oh, that's what he says right there. Yep. The fighting themed video game. That being said, if, like I suggested earlier, using a different name or format is acceptable as long as the core message is maintained, then I'd be willing to seriously reconsider it. So he's saying we might not be able to do Waffle House, but maybe we can do Waffle Home. You could do the iconic yellow with a building, parking lot. It'd be obvious what the fuck it was supposed to be. Would y'all be cool with that? They just did Waffle Home or Pancake House. McDowell's, yeah, McDowell's. The waffle crib. You still might be open to a lawsuit though. That's the problem, because it's not just copyright protects a lot of different things. The iconic yellow, that might be under, with the building, that might be under copyright. Shit, if they get the Waffle House and Tekken 8, maybe I'll boot it up one last stream just to get some games in, just start some fights. Do an open lobby. We'd be like, we only fighting in the Waffle House. He tweeted he would call it a Hustle House. As long as it has like that iconic yellow, like the Waffle House, that's the main thing. That's how you would know. Like, as long as it has that yellow, that's what you would need, even if you call it a Hustle House or whatever. But if it's like yellow, or if it's like red, it wouldn't be the same. Or blue, like some random color or some shit like that. It's got to be obvious what you're parodying, basically. We need the cooks in the background as well. Yeah, you need the cooks in the back. Why not Cracker Barrel collab? Because, you know, we're not supposed to eat at Cracker Barrel, guys. That's a slave auction. We've been over this shit. I talked about this years ago on my stream. Never eat at the Cracker Barrel. Because as soon as you show up to the Cracker Barrel, they're gonna put you in a potato sack and you're going to wake up one day on a plantation. No, thank you, bro. Waffle House with stage hazards and items on it, like a big battlefield. What would be the hazards? Like throwing pancake syrup in a nigga eye or some shit? Throwing waffles like the Destructo disc, cut a nigga in half. Ah! Hard ass waffle. It'd be young niggas in the background and shit. Shit getting thrown out the window of the jukebox, the fryer. That shit be fucking funny. Hit niggas upside the head with pans and shit like that. I read this article already. Better late than never. Twitch is testing a feature we've wanted for years. The YouTube crowd, you guys been had it since day one. Basically, it sounds like Twitch is currently beta testing your ability to live rewind. You can do it on YouTube. For those who have never watched a stream on YouTube, when you're watching the stream, you can choose to watch it live, or you can go back and watch any point of the stream before the VOD is even done. Twitch is trying to bring that to Twitch finally. So For all the people that be coming through to the Twitch stream and be like, oh man, I missed X, Y, and Z. It's eventually going to be coming to Twitch, which would be very beneficial for people who like to watch live esports. I think that's the main inspiration behind finally bringing it. I think Twitch needs to do more, period. I feel like it's been like 2 years since Twitch has come out with any new features. They've been very stagnant, which is never good for a business. They need to innovate across the board and bring more tools that are supposed to help people grow. They came out with the For You page, like TikTok, but I feel like that's helped nobody. Does anybody scroll on the For You page on Twitch? Only took Amazon 10 years, and they have infinite resources. That's the funny part. Yeah, I don't do that shit either. I'm not gonna lie. I find that I don't like it. I think it would have been better if they put it in the side menu, and then if I choose to go to the For You page, cool. But I hate when you load the Twitch app and it starts on the For You page. I want to see my follow list before anything else. This shit's fucking annoying. Because it's always like random people that I don't watch on my For You page. If I want to find somebody new, then let me scroll. What else I got for ya? Oh, somebody linked this. Star Wars Battlefront quietly returns from the dead. Why would I care about this? I don't play this shit. The third-person shooter from Electronic Arts hasn't really gone anywhere, but over the past few weeks, it's seen a resurgence in players. Star Wars in general has had a good couple months. Yep, Andor Season 2. I was one of the players, funnily enough, and while it was still a little difficult to find a full match on the Xbox, it was surprising to see so many people still playing. Who linked this? Why would I care that niggas is playing this game, bro? I'm not playing this shit. I'm going to the sub box. Why is that news? Like... Hey guys, everybody's playing this game from fucking 2017. I'm glad y'all finding games, man. I won't be there. Let me switch my account. Go to the sub box. What if Cooper Flag is trash? It's always a possibility. You don't know how good somebody's going to be in the NBA till they get there, because there are a lot of people that they thought were going to be bums. They end up being. Remember, Joker was drafted like what, 44 or something like that. It's always possible. You never know until you get there. We've seen the intent. He looks like he'll be good though, usually from the eye test. Yeah, he could be Christian Laettner. We don't know until you actually see. And you got to give him like at least 2 or 3 years. What's your thoughts on Absolute Mr. Freeze? I like the reimagining of the story with the parents and stuff like that. And I know this week it's supposed to continue that. So I like it. I like all the changes. Like I like in Absolute Batman how they changed it to where Bruce grew up with, I think what they're hinting at is, because spoilers, whatever, you niggas don't read anyway. In Absolute Batman, Bruce grows up in Crime Alley as a trench baby, and he's best friends with a group of guys, and one of them is the Riddler. One is a black dude named something Croc. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be Killer Croc. It's like his actual rogues gallery. They're his best friends. He grows up with them. Greg Oden, nigga, what? Oh, you talking about the number 1 players. But he's best friends with the Penguin and shit. Yeah, he actually grows up with the rogues gallery. And what I think they're going, because they're kind of clashing, he does eventually reveal he's Batman to them in the books. I'm spoiling shit. And they didn't like that he hid that from them for obvious reasons. And I feel like where it's going is eventually friends are going to become enemies. But right now they're friends in the book, which I like that spin on it. And I like what they did with Absolute Freeze. Read the books. I don't even like Batman, but I like it so far. They gonna kill his mom. Watch. I wouldn't be surprised. There's gonna be something that makes him go batshit crazy. I have a feeling they might become the Robins. That'd be an interesting twist. They become the Robins. That does sound really interesting. Read it. It's worth reading. I co-sign Absolute Batman. This is coming from somebody. I'm not a Batman fan. Y'all know I've been slandered that nigga, bro. But I fuck with the changes of it. It's a much more grounded story. Wait, so he was beating their ass at night. They was hanging. No, they're not villains. They're not villains at this point, because there's only 8. The 8th issue comes out tomorrow. So right now there's only 7 issues out. They're just friends that'll be hanging out and doing shit. They be shooting dice and playing cards and shit. And his Batmobile is ridiculous. I wonder what the Court of Owls would be in Absolute. I wonder if they'll be there, period. I will say this much from what I read from Absolute Batman. I could see it, because like every 10 years they come out with a new Batman cartoon. I could see it getting animated, although we just got one on Amazon. It's different enough, because you got like the Batman the animated, you got the Amazon one, Batman Brave and the Bold, you got the Justice League shit. I can see it becoming an animated show. or a movie eventually. It's different enough. The Court of Owls will be members of Diddy's Freak Off. Adult animation, hopefully. Yeah, adult animation, because it is gritty. It is gritty as fuck. My bad. I'm over here spoiling shit. Read, niggas, read. The new issue comes out tomorrow, so it's a perfect time to get into it. I feel like Hush might get it before the Absolute Universe. This weekend I plan on catching up on I don't know. I'm gonna either read Superman, Wonder Woman. I'm gonna definitely read Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern because there's only 2 issues out for those. And Flash, I'll probably do those. Can we add YNs to the list of shit we need to abolish with the 50-50 dates? Yeah, I'm tired of hearing that shit too. You seen the Cavs got eliminated? They've been frauds, nigga. Y'all sound shocked. It's the city of Cleveland. It's cursed. Nobody cares. You guys are regular season warriors. We need an absolute Aquaman. I'm good off that. I'm good off that Dolphin Rider. If I would prefer, I thought about this morning. I would prefer an absolute Static Shock. DC has been, ever since they bought the rights to it, they've been slandered. They haven't been doing that nigga correctly. Let's get an absolute Static. I would prefer that. Shit, I'll take anybody from the Milestone universe. You said, where can I read? I don't know, nigga. Go to your LCS. Go to your local comic book shop. Man said a Dolphin Rider. What, he was a slur? I mean, is he not? Is he not? That nigga's a crustaceous rider. Nigga be riding around. What? How many different ways can we tell a story about a nigga who rides seahorses to fucking battles and shit? Woo! Get this shit the fuck out my face, bro. Get this shit out my face. At least Namor a nigga about this shit, bro. He's like, yeah, I ride dolphins, but I beat your ass. Like, whoa. Like, I like 2021 Static and Hardwire. I didn't say it was bad. I just said I feel like they leaving a lot of money on the table, man. We need them to do something different. What's going on in the Shutbox though? Hogwarts Legacy, Nintendo Switch 2 gameplay comparison. Don't care. DC was the worst thing to happen to Milestone, buried like Drake does. Yeah, Milestone's an example of why it's important to own your shit, because it was a black universe, and they probably thought, it was probably with good intentions there. They probably thought, oh, if we move our characters into the DC universe, it'll get more recognition. We'll go more mainstream. And what happened is DC shelved them, unfortunately. That's why ownership is important. It's better to have a small niche core audience that appreciates you than to get fucking shelved and now you got nothing. But I hope to see an absolute Static. I read that apparently there's 2 more books that haven't came out yet. I don't know if it's true. Are there any hardcore comic book fans in the chat? Apparently DC's working on 2 more Absolute Universe characters. They haven't been announced. So I'm hoping that it's absolute Static. That's a super reach, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got an absolute Aquaman. I don't want that shit, bro. Absolute Cyborg. I couldn't see a solo run. Maybe Absolute Titans, but I couldn't see a solo Cyborg. Absolute Blue Beetle would be cool too. True. When's the last time Blue Beetle got a comic book? There was a kid in my comic book store last week. He was looking for a Blue Beetle comic book, and his mom didn't know shit about comic books. I was listening. I could hear that because it's a small store. Like a year ago, he was looking for Blue Beetle, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure there's not a run going on right now. He must have just saw the movie. He was a Mexican. He was Hispanic, I think. I was like, he must have just seen Blue Beetle, because I was like, I don't think there's a run going on. You said a year ago, so yeah, you wouldn't be able to buy it in store. One is Absolute Catwoman, the other we don't know. I'm not reading that shit. Absolute Catwoman. I'm not reading that. I'll buy it just to collect it, like maybe like the first issue, but I'm not reading that. Hopefully the other one's good. Absolute Catwoman. All right, what else we got? Dr. Catwoman. Yeah, absolute gooner. That's what that shit really is, bro. Absolute gooner. That's fucking funny. Ironheart. Oh, we finally got an Ironheart trailer. DC dick rides Batman so hard. That shit is overwhelming. I will say, if you're trying to get into it, if you walk into a comic book store, it's very overwhelming because there's like 15 different runs of Batman going on right now, and I don't understand why. As someone who's just getting back into it myself, I recommend a good jumping on point is just read the Absolute Universe if you like DC. It's their version of like Marvel's Ultimate. They reset the unit. It's a whole different universe. But there's like 12 other different Batman runs. Don't read that shit. It's too much, bro. And then it costs all that money. Is this the game you was talking about, the Precinct in the chat? This is a police game. I'm not playing. I'll look at it, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not buying that shit. Fucking cop ass game. The cop game is not a cop. He's their moneymaker. So I've heard. Norgin. Yeah, that shit is fire. Why you like being a cop a little too much for me, nigga? Enshrouded. Let me see. Let me be the judge of this shit, bro. The Precinct.
Averno City is losing the war on crime.
I'm tired of seeing Batman and Spider-Man, honestly. Yeah, that's why I'm buying other stuff.
In the grip of gang violence. There are daily high-speed pursuits across the city. And this just in, another armed robbery is in progress.
Every single one of you took an oath to protect this city, its residents, and your fellow brothers in blue. That's
I would take absolute Black Lightning. I would take that.
Car theft in progress at Litchfield.
we got a vehicle fire here.
Why should I be excited about this? This looks like a bootleg version of the original 2 Grand Theft Auto games.
We're the ones out there making the hard choices, and those choices are what make us who we are.
Central, get the cell ready.
We got you.
The ones out there making the hard choices. Okay, buddy. Fucking discriminating against people is not that hard, nigga. See, I can't support this shit, bro.
Scumbag.
Central to all units, bank robbery in progress, shots fired.
Okay, kid, you wanted the real deal?
Like, games like this are so disingenuous. We're the ones out there making the hard fucking I don't know if you guys can tell, I don't like cops. But games like this are so disingenuous because you come in, oh, we're out here making the hard fucking choices. This is not the average cop's lifestyle. The average cop is eating a 12-pack of donuts, sitting on their ass, meter maids, writing tickets for niggas, just bothering people, discriminating against people. The white lady in the back is fucking stealing shit at a Target and they're following you in the store. That's what the average cop does. Just harassing people. Yeah,
This is it.
Be advised, suspects are heavily armed. Approach with caution.
Yeah, planting evidence. I smell weed on you. I've never smoked a day in my life. Get your bitch ass on, bro. What do you want credit for? The perfect vibes when we use it? If it's a YouTube video, the description box is fine. Don't overthink it, dog. Don't overthink it. I ain't tripping off of it. I'm not gonna come running after you, I promise. It's not that deep. I actually have a new pack of beats. I was gonna upload it on Sunday, but I need cover art. I don't have any ideas for the cover art yet, so like I'm trying to figure out what to do with that. But it looks like a streamer game. It's tack based. Okay, well that Star Wars game is tack based. I'd rather play Star Wars. You good, dog? You said what genre? It's a mix of New Jack Swing, hip hop, funk, black ass shit. My personal favorite type of music, basically.
Hey, how long has it been? 2 years? I almost lost hope of hearing from you again.
It's just one
And I named all the levels. I've named all the beats after Sonic.
another these days.
All right. Keep your secret, Madam Mystery.
Mercury, you ready?
You are more than you appear.
I have no clue what I'm looking at.
Check for clues. Find the pricks who did this.
Oh, it's a murder history.
What a good, loyal dog you
You said petty? Nah, not petty. It actually makes sense. A lot of early Sonic music, for those of you unaware. Yeah, I know Lo-Fi Girl. What about her? Do that, but with your character? Nah, I don't want to copy them. I'm trying to do something different. For those unaware, like the first few Sonic games, if you go back, you want to know why Sonic's music is so fucking good? Because it's black ass music. A lot of the early Sonic games is inspired by New Edition, Bobby Brown. It's all New Jack Swing shit, bro. Michael Jackson, yeah.
Me to unsub from Poison Ivy's OnlyFans before Selena sees this.
So like that's actually why I named all the beats after like Sonic shit, because like a lot of Sonic music is that era of music.
This was your mess to prevent.
This game look. What this look like? What's the game from Remedy? Where the old girl had powers, purple powers too. This look like the bootleg version of that shit. Control. Yeah, this ain't controlled. This is uncontrolled. This the premium Newgrounds edition, uncontrolled.
I got into Marvel.
All right, let's see. Oh, speaking of, because we were just talking about comic books. Marvel's, I don't know if Marvel's trying to sabotage this show or not, but I don't know if y'all know. I just recently found out Ironheart finished filming like 2 years ago. They're finally putting out the show. Ironheart is a new suit wearer. She's not the new Iron Man, but you know, she's the new Iron Man, basically. She appeared in Wakanda Forever. The show is about to come out. It's been done for 2 years. And we're just now getting fucking trailers. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna sabotage this shit, bro.
As a kid, going to comic book shops.
And it's directed by Ryan Coogler, for those unaware. By the way, we've got no promotion for this show over the last 2 years. Sinners blows up, and all of a sudden, they got Ryan Coogler in the front, like, oh, let's talk about Riri Williams. I don't know. It kind of feels kind of fishy to me. Like, this shit has been done, and after the success of Sinners, now they want to promote the shit.
X Factor and Wolverine. When Ironheart came out, I remember the buzz around the industry. I was really excited. In 2016,
Iron Woke,
a really famous creative in the comic book world, created a character, Riri Williams. A lot of people think that she's a successor to the Iron Man legacy.
Did you see the news? He might direct the X-Men? Yeah, I seen it. I hope so.
And eventually,
give him Blade too.
As Ironheart. It was really exciting for me bringing that character into the MCU and Wakanda Forever.
The story of Ironheart is not a story about the mantle of Iron Man getting passed. If anything, it's the opposite.
It's really about her proving herself and achieving her own legacy.
This man said, is it animated or is it live action? It's in your face right now. It's live action. I think it's gonna be 6 episodes.
I'm very excited.
That's why I'm surprised they're not really promoting it, because they spent money on it. Clearly.
Hitting introduction.
It was really great to have Ryan as an executive.
Yeah, it's a TV show,
really
Disney Plus.
With the storytelling of Ironheart, the comic books, and Wakanda Forever did a really great job of laying a backstory for Riri and her origin story.
The show takes place in Chicago. Boston. Fuck Boston. Come on, bro. Riri got too much flavor to be from Boston.
Series, we're telling the story of what happens the days after Wakanda in the formative years of the superhero.
What's cool about her is she's a bit disruptive.
You want me to be small, but I refuse.
Which really sets her apart than our show.
You might be a hero after all.
I love how this story takes Riri on a totally new journey. I want to build something undeniable, something iconic.
Riri, I see you, waiting to be acknowledged for your greatness.
I'm very excited about Ironheart. I'm honored to have the opportunity to be delivering these stories that people love.
Man, I hope this is good.
Let's get to work.
Yo, shout out to Dark City with the super
Your
chat.
Super chat is deeply appreciated. This money will go towards a 23andMe kit. I know I'm black, but I need a DNA test to reveal if I'm Taco Fall black or just Blake Griffin black.
Yeah, this is they're gonna call it. They're definitely gonna say black fatigue with Riri Williams. Do I do my own editing and thumbnails? I still do thumbnails editing. No, I have a team for that now. This might be controversial take here, but why? But this is so unoriginal. Why not just make a new black character with something unique?
Resubscribing. It's
I agree.
out here, so you a real ass nigga for that.
I agree. But then on the flip side, does it really matter? I mean, games like South of Midnight have shown it doesn't matter what we do. Niggas is gonna be mad. They're gonna hate us regardless. They don't get. They said it needs to be a deep written, well written character. They did that. Motherfuckers are still mad. But Ironheart's been around for like a few years now, so yeah, I'll take what I can get. As long as this is good. I think her suit's more bulky because yeah, she doesn't have the resources Tony had. But in the comic books, her suit is slim. I don't know. We'll see. I hope the show turns out good. I just hope them not promoting it for so long doesn't mean it's bad. I'm hoping this is just a case they was keeping it in the tuck until they was ready 100% to show it off. But I don't care what anyone says. They need to bring Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur to the MCU. What are her powers? Or is it just the dinosaur that fights? Niggas just butthurt they're not getting into the Kaisenat University. I was like, what does that have to do with what? Oh, shit. Speedball. Trying to get this Xbox 360 arcade ass game out of here, boy. This isn't Marvel, but would you like to see a Mr. Terrific movie? I don't know enough about the character. From what I've seen in like cartoons, he's cool. Y'all feel like? Do you feel like he's strong enough to carry a movie? Like interesting enough. I mean, am I gonna be a teacher at Streamer University? No, I don't have any clout. No. He kind of feels like a side character to me. Like I don't feel like he's interesting enough to be like his own thing. No, he has no real villains. Has he ever had a solo run? Because I've only ever seen him alongside the Justice League. Does he have a solo run book? He's just there sometimes. It kind of feels like they didn't know what to do with Cyborg, and they were like, all right, well, let's just make another black guy who's super smart and can control the computers and shit. Now we got 2 black guys. Dr. Umar is going to be a teacher? Yeah, I don't know about that. You're an OG, though? You deaf got clout? I don't think you guys understand what I mean, but I have a little niche, a little core audience on my side of the internet that I've carved out for myself, and I am appreciative of that. But if we're talking about clout, I do not have clout, guys. I am not that popular. Most Kai Cenat fans do not know who I am. And I'm okay with that. Like, it doesn't bother me. I think it's important to be realistic about where you are in life. That's how you keep your head on the swivel. It's the fact that so many people can't do that. That's why they end up falling off.
So.
Now, if you're asking me, do you think I'd be a good teacher if they wanted me to be? Oh, sure. I don't think there's too many people more knowledgeable than me about the business, but it's also a clout thing. Like, you have to be realistic about it.
Come here often?
No, it's my first time. Good thing I'm here.
Another game we're not playing. Norgin. What is this? Cartoon Shadow of the Colossus? Ooh. Almost everything in the entertainment industry is clout over talent. Pretty much. It's like, what can you do? The reality is, like, for
Thanks
people.
For the super chat. Your donation will be used responsibly to pay off the Gotham PD to look the other way.
Once you get to like a certain level,
locked away.
Like it become like a lot of those people are not friends. It becomes what can you do for me? And the reality is like what I could do is I could bring a lot of value, knowledge, and entertaining, because I think I'm one of the most entertaining motherfuckers. But can I bring would I bring a big audience? No, I can't. I can't bring that to. And then you have to understand is people who operate on that playing field, all they care about is numbers. That's what I mean by as like when it comes to clout. As long as the product is decent, the clout is the most important thing.
Attention, Helldivers. This is a galactic emergency. The true illuminated.
It's the new update.
Planetary defenses are overwhelmed. In a sudden, completely unprovoked offensive, they emerged. Nothing is safe. Not even the heart of democracy itself.
Democracy?
Liberty's darkest hour approaches. Super Earth needs you. All Helldivers to Hellpods. The battle for humanity has begun.
I don't understand why I should be excited about it. They're just yapping. Did the Helldivers community figure out y'all's the bad guys yet?